Hey, what's up, guys? Don't judge me. This is my first live video on YouTube and LinkedIn. And as I said, I have a great team that edits my videos. I know people think I read from a script because it's so good. Uh, so don't judge me. This is my first live session, but hey, why not, right? I figured why not try it out. Uh, we just got information on 2024 OSHA violations, top 10 OSHA violations. I talk about this kind of stuff when it comes to compliance, when it comes to managing risk. I just released an article on LinkedIn this week about total cost of risk. I have a video coming out next Thursday about total cost of risk. And I think it's important because this ties right into it, right? You know, does OSHA violations, OSHA penalties increase your total cost of risk? Absolutely, 100% they do. If you look at the section, if you read the blog or you look at my LinkedIn article, I put the URL right down below here. I think there's two sections of the total cost of risk formula that OSHA violations tie directly into. Number one is administrative costs, right? Legal and regulatory compliance costs. If you get a fine, you know, that increases your total cost of risk. The second part is indirect costs, right? The hidden cost I talked about. In this case, namely reputational harm. You know, if that gets out, if your clients see that you've been assessed an OSHA fine, or operational disruptions, right? It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of resources to deal with these types of penalties and fines. So let's look here. We released this on our agency blog. Okay, top 10 violations for 2024. Now OSHA's year goes from September through October, I believe. So this just came out. All right. And I think I pay attention to this every year. And I think a trend that I see is, I think number one is typically always number one, fall protection. Okay. Failure to provide adequate fall protection on elevated surfaces. A lot of businesses especially in construction, work in elevated surfaces. So this is a major, I guess you can say, focus for OSHA when they come out and do assessments, when they come out and do inspections. They're going to look at fall protection. Now you can go to their site, okay, and you can look at the standard number there. But last year, 6,307 violations. You can see that's almost 3 times as much as the second one, which is hazard communication. That's lack of proper labeling. Okay, safety data sheets, worker training when it comes to hazardous materials. Third, ladders. Now, I talk about this a lot with my clients when it comes to work comp, because the amount of injuries, the amount of work comp claims we see as a direct result of a ladder injury is you would never believe it. It's number one by far. And it could be as simple as stepping off a ladder incorrectly. It could be falling off a ladder, right? That can cause a major issue. But not having proper tie downs, not having proper safety protocols or training surrounding ladders is dangerous, right? And it directly impacts the total cost of risk because of one, if you have a work comp claim, and I talk about this also in my article, it's not just the direct cost of the work comp claim, but it's also the cost to have to retrain if you have to replace that person. Reputational harm, things of that nature. Operational disruption. So think about that. But ladders is always up there. It's always up there. Number 4 is respiratory protection. I think you can think about this, if you're in the manufacturing industry, if you're doing work, in Something we see a lot is remediation companies or mitigation companies, companies that do mold work, asbestos, things of that nature. So respiratory protection, 2,470 violations last year. That's a lot. Lockout, tag out. People don't understand what that means, but that's failure to control hazardous energy during maintenance and servicing of machinery. Okay, so if you're in the business of servicing machinery, performing maintenance, you got to be careful and perform proper lockout tag out so that your employees don't get injured while working on that piece of machinery or that piece of equipment. Number 6, powered industrial trucks, unsafe operations, forklifts, other powered vehicles. 7, now this is fall protection also, which goes back to number 1, but this is the training requirements. As you can see in number 1, that was general requirement. Okay, so this is training requirements. Scaffolding, one of the worst work comp claims we've ever had in this industry was an employee who fell off a four-story scaffold, landed on his 2 feet. Horrible situation. Luckily he lived, but could never work again after that. So that was a huge payout. But luckily our client had the proper work comp coverage. But yeah, that was a bad one. Personal protective equipment. I talk about this a lot. PPE. Work comp carriers underwrite heavily to this, but proper use and providing not just proper use of, but also providing the proper protective equipment, safety goggles, face shields. And then the last one, machine guarding, could get really dangerous. So making sure that you have that properly done. I gathered after I saw the violations, I went ahead and gathered because I want people to see what the direct impact can be. Okay. I know that business owners that are in high hazard industries, especially, worrying about OSHA is a big concern. Okay. It's a big concern. But what happens if you do get a penalty? Well, here's what 2025 penalties were released at. Here's the amount of penalty you can sustain for the violation type in 2025. Okay. You can see, these are major. And don't think that if you get a minor violation, if you get a warning, that they're not going to be looking at you again, because they do. Okay, I know that for a fact. I've seen it happen. So look at the size of some of these. Repeated violations up to $165,514 per violation. Okay, these get tremendously large, and these are really, not only could they increase your total cost of risk, decrease your bottom, hurt your profitability, hurt your business, but they could sink your business. They could sink your business because there's not going to be any other way this is going to be out-of-pocket losses for you. Okay, so again, total cost, this is out-of-pocket. This is direct losses to your business. Okay, there's not going to be an insurance policy that covers these fines. So keep this in mind. All right, keep this in mind. I hope this is helpful. Okay, and you're probably wondering, well, what can I do? What can I do? How can I prepare for OSHA? Well, there's a few things. First of all, you should review OSHA standards for your particular industry, for your business. That's really, really important. Provide training. We talk about that all the time. Regular training, documented training. You make sure you're logging your training, you're documenting it, you're keeping record of it. Okay. Now, something that we have had success with and have helped lots of our clients under the 4C advising services, and you can check us out at 4cadvising.com. But mock OSHA inspections is a pretty cool service. We're able to help you find a loss control specialist, almost on demand, regardless of the area that you're in, that can come out and perform a mock OSHA inspection for you. And this can uncover any of those types of, details that you might be wondering about, how you can best protect yourself with OSHA if they were to come out and do a real inspection. So these are mock inspections. Super helpful. They give you feedback. They help you close the gaps, secure the company, protect the company. So check it out. I put the URL there if you want to look at any mock OSHA inspections. I talked about protective equipment. Make sure you invest in it. Make sure it's up to date. Make sure that you're using it. The utilization is key. It's not just having it, it's utilizing it. And something that I said in the past in some of my other videos is that you got to lead by example. Okay. So if you're a business owner and you're on the floor, if you're into the trenches, if you're in the field, you need to wear your equipment too, so that your staff and your employees see that you're doing that. If you have management teams, they need to wear it. They need to utilize it. So leading by example is really, really important when it comes to PPE. And finally, implementing strong safety policies. If you don't have them, if you need help with those types of things, we can help. Again, on the 4C advising consulting side, that's the type of things that we do. Risk management, compliance, employee care, and HR solutions. So I hope this was helpful. Again, don't judge me. First live video, no editing. Don't have my team behind me to do great things to make me look good. But I thought that this was something that I should get out there right away, something that could be helpful for lots of businesses so that you understand what's at stake and also what resources you can utilize to help keep your business protected, keep your business strong, reduce your total cost of risk, and increase your bottom line. If you like this video and if you enjoy what I do on YouTube, give me a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe. Hit the little notification bell so that you're made aware of any future live videos or edited videos, such as the one coming out next Thursday, which will be March 20th on total cost of risk. Thanks again. I hope you have a great one.